I'm very interested to know about one story that Adamya was telling us a little earlier about Savandurga. About a certain trek. For all of you who don't know, Adamya he loves trekking.
Yeah.
So please tell us that incident, Adamya. I think the nation and the world needs to know about this.
Now that I've asked
so
you,
this was much before I actually started trekking. I mean, so this was, I think when we were in college or something. So we went on Savandurga trek. And ideally you should have a guide, or at least you should ask the locals which is the route to take. We just went and it was raining. And we were getting down and it started raining.
Okay.
And we didn't know what the route was. So we basically slid down some sections.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some of us.
That is wild, man.
That is right.
Yeah.
Did you
it was very slippery.
It would have been pretty damn dangerous also.
Dangerous, yeah, I guess so.
Living life on the edge means that one.
Oh yeah. And then I shifted to Himalayas. So
Shifted means, for the record, he's trekking. He still lives in Bangalore. But yeah.
So clearly the person with the strongest connection to Savandurga is sitting here, Adamya Ramanand.
the rock solid.
Rock solid.
Yeah.
A lot of Narasimha temples, right, are generally based in and around hills.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I mean, look at it. Ahobilam, which is like the epicenter of Narasimha worship, is a hill. Simhachalam, near Vizag. So many of them are. The other one near Tumkur, Devarayandurga. There are two. One is at the base of the hill, one is on top of the hill. So
Something to do with that energy?
yeah. Heat, that like Narasimha is all about heat, right? And so something about this. And rocks are all.
Yeah.
Thank God we're not here during summer. I would be so much crankier. And this is the part where you'll say no, you wouldn't have.
Rimagga sarima badasa ni daba mari. Rimagga sarima badasa ni daba mari. Magasa pasari magga sarima badasa ni daba mari. Magasa ni daba mari. Magga sarima badasa ni daba mari. Magasa sani daba mari. Magga sarima badasa babada sari mati. Magga sari magga sari ni daba ni daba mari. Magasa.
So I think in terms of stotras, in terms of devotional literature, the Stotra Vangmaya mantras, so many connected to Narasimha. But musically, in contrast or in comparison to Rama and Krishna or Shiva or Devi for that matter, I don't know that many. I know there are a few Narasimha based kritis and some Vagekaras have written, but I'm trying to piece all of them together in my head. What do you
Yeah, I guess there is Narasimha Agacha in Mohanam.
Dikshitar's,
That comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Bilahari also. Narasimha nalnu brovave.
Oh, nice. Yeah, correct.
Interesting how this is in Bilahari and Narasimha's most predominant temple is Ahobilam, right? So
Oh, interesting.
this is Tyagaraja Swami's composition, Ahobilam. So Bilahari. Bilam means cave, right? So and Narasimha is again a god associated with caves and rocks again. So
There's also Sri Narasimha in Palamanjari.
also
Sri
Tyagaraja Swami.
Narasimha Mampahi. That's how it goes. And that is, it also addresses Lakshmi immediately after that.
So Lakshmi Narasimha
Yeah.
as a combination. But what's something that you have learned or that you thought of when you saw this Narasimha, the Narasimha Swami here, who we'll talk about in a while?
I mean, there was one song that I learnt in Arabhi called Narasimha mamava. Fairly less heard song also, like the other Narasimha songs, but it's it's composed by Swati Tirunal, Maharaja.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I really like it. It's got a lovely Chittaswaram. It's got a fun feel to it.
So it's a very sprightly Narasimha composition.
It is very sprightly.
It's interesting because I'm looking at the other ragams, right? There's Bilahari, there's Mohanam, there's Arabhi. I can see that like there's a big hint of like energy in these Narasimha based songs. I don't know how I would feel about Palamanjari in the same bracket, but these at least stand out for these reasons.
Is it Palamanjari because the Lakshmi is involved?
Of
then
giving-
maybe to bring down the
possibly that intensity of possibly I don't know what would have gone through his mind, but let's hear this composition maybe.
Let's do it.
Narasimha mamava bhagavan nityam. 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 Narasimha mamava bhagavan. Vasavanud shaurya sindho. Haravirya Vasavanud shaurya sindho. Haravirya Vasavanud shaurya sindho. Adira basanigata suradina bando. Adira basanigata suradina bando. Adira basanigata suradina bando. Adira basanigata suradina bando. Daba magari zari zani dadi za. Sari ma pa daba magari zari zani dadi za. Pa daba magari zani dadi za. Pa daba magari zani dadi za. Re sari magari pa magari sari ma pa daba magari re zani dadi za. Pa da ba ma ga ri sa ri ma pa ma ba da sa ni da sa ri ma ga ri sa ri da sa da ba da ma ba ma ga ri sa ri ma na ra si ma 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 va bhagavan nityam Narasimha ma ma va bhagavan Karadrita shita heti jata Karadrita shita heti jata Bhuri kalusha varida kulavata Karadrita shita heti jata Kalushavarija Kulavada Parita Kriparasa Paripaliteva Parita Kriparasa Paripaliteva Parama Mangala Shobha Pankajanava Narasimha mamava bhagavan
Like Vivek was mentioning, the mention of Narasimha is always typically associated or is typically followed by Lakshmi Smarana, because amongst the various forms of Narasimha, many of them talk about his intense forms, Jwala Narasimha, Ugra Narasimha. In fact, the temple that we are in Savandurga itself is an Ugra Narasimha Kshetram. So here you see Narasimha as a Swayambhu, meaning a self-manifested form that appeared here on the rocks. Lakshmi was installed later. That is what the Purohits of the temple also shared with us. So this combination of Lakshmi with Narasimha is always about balancing and kind of harmonizing that intense energy. So even in the story, if you look at when Narasimha appears and he kills Hiranyakashipu, in order to pacify him, all the devatas ask Lakshmi to come and be seated on his lap. So that is how that typical calendar photo that we have, that we're used to seeing of Lakshmi being seated on Narasimha's lap comes from there, and also talks about that larger idea of Prakriti and Purusha always being together, because they are inseparable. Narasimha may look like he's independently doing something and Lakshmi comes later, but Annamacharya talks about this in one Kriti where he says that at the time of killing Hiranyakashipu, Lakshmi was present in his finger claws. So this aspect that she is always his Shakti, but also in this Kshetram where she has a separate shrine and she was installed later, where he is on one hand Ugra Narasimha, we also thought it would be appropriate and only fitting to pay homage to her Karunyam, because of which he manifests. So we present you a timeless piece of Muthuswami Dikshitar, Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa, which is in the ragam Madhava Manohari, means the one who brings joy to Madhava's heart, and those words and the Ragamudra also finds a mention but naturally in this Kriti.
Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa Lagari Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa Lagari Mamava Madhava Manohari Shri Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa Lagari Mamava Madhava Manohari Shri Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa Lagari Mamava Madhava Lahari Mahalakshmi Karunarasa Lahari mamava Madhava manohari Mahavishnu Vakshasthalavasini Mahadeva Guru Guha Vishwasini Mahavishnu Vakshasthalavasini Mahadeva Guru Guha Vishwasini Mahapapa Brajamani Manonmani Marajanani Mangala Adayini Mahapapa Brajamani Manonmani Marajanani Mangala Adayini Mahalakshmi Karunarasa Lahari mamava Madhava manohari Shirasagara Sute Vedanute Shirasagara Sute Vedanute Shiti Shadi Mahite Shiva Sahite Shiti Shadi Mahite Shiva Sahite Bharati Rati Sachi Pujite Bhakti Yugda Manasa Virajite Parijasanadya Marabandite Parijasanadya Marabandite Naradadi Nudi Bradanadite Parijasanadya Marabandite Naradadi Muni Bradanadite Nirajasanaste Sumanaste Sarasahaste Sada Namaste Parijasanadya Marabandite Naradadi Muni Bradanadite Nirajasanaste Sumanaste Sarasahaste Sada Namaste Mahalakshmi Karunarasa Lahari mamava Madhava manohari
Yeah, Vinay, there seems to be a connection between Narasimha and Hanumanta, right?
Always.
Yeah, like,
The wind,
yeah,
the number of monkeys all around,
yeah.
also here. Apparently blocking the wind, which is some sort of poetic irony. But we are thankful.
We are helping you shoot. This is a human wall. If you thought why we are not in the video,
Let it be known that
because
we are
a wall.
supportive.
We're hoping that the mic doesn't catch a lot of the wind.
We thought it was out of excitement to listen to us, but whatever. Thanks. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
It must be different for you because we're overlooking this gorgeous Savandurga, the monolith rock that you spoke about.
Yeah,
But you're probably used to trekking it on the other side. No?
yeah. I think all the memories are, with, going on top of Savandurga, and we didn't even know about temples
KshetRun,
at the
yeah.
foothill.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's such a nice feeling, and there seems to be something about the mountains and Narasimha.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, if you think about it, so many Narasimha temples are either mountain connected or water connected. I mean, look at Ahobilam, right? Like the epicenter of Narasimha worship. That itself is a massive mountain range. If you look at, in Andhra itself, you'll have so many. You'll have Simhachalam, you'll have Singaraya Konda, you'll have Yadadri, Yadagiri Gutta, all of these. Even in Karnataka, I mean, closer to the Tumkur side, you have Devarayan Durga. And typically when he's at the base, it's always some Lakshmi Narasimha, and above will be Yoganarasimham. So Boga and Yoga. So I think mountains become like a symbol of Kundalini and raised energies, right? So and Narasimha being that form, but also like the aspect that he's a wild, that he's that Ugram, right?
Ugram,
That
yes.
Ugram is like a word full of anger, no?
It has some
Power,
energy.
no? That word Ugra, Raudra, they have certain things. But I think that's one association with Narasimha that a lot of people had, that he's always about rage and fury. But interestingly, if you take the word Ugra, it also means Ut Grasati Yuti Ugraha, the one who pulls you up. The one who pulls you up to a higher realm is called as Ugra. So Shankaracharya seems to have taken that idea of Narasimha, because that's, if you visually what I just did is exactly what he says in the Karavalamba Stotram, right? In the Lakshmi Narasimha Mamadehi Karavalambam, he says, pick my hands up. Oh, I'm holding my hands up, please pick me up. So that idea of Ugra, as opposed to being terrified of Narasimha Swamy, he kind of takes a very different approach, saying, pick me up because only you have the energy to do that. So maybe we'll ask Vivek to sing one of the verses of the Karavalamba Stotram seated over here.
Oh, that is a very powerful slokam, right?
Yeah, the entire Stotram is a...
लक्ष्मीपते कमलनाभ लक्ष्मीपते कमलनाभ सुरेश विष्णु यज्ञेश यज्ञ मधुसूदन विश्वरूप मधुसूदन विश्वरूप ब्रह्मण्य केशव जनार्दन वासुदेव ब्रह्मण्य केशव जनार्दन वासुदेव लक्ष्मी नृसिंह लक्ष्मी नृसिंह मम देहि करावलम्बम् लक्ष्मी नृसिंह मम देहि करावलम्बम् नरसिंहाय मङ्गलम् नरसिंहाय मङ्गलम् नरसिंहाय मङ्गलम् परमाद्भुताय मङ्गलम् नरसिंहाय मङ्गलम् परमाद्भुताय नरसिंहाय मङ्गलम् उरगासनाय मङ्गलम् उरगासनाय मङ्गलम् गरुडतुरगाय मङ्गलम् गरुडतुरगाय नरसिंहाय मङ्गलम् देवोत्तमाय मङ्गलम् देवेडिताय मङ्गलम् देवोत्तमाय मङ्गलम् देवेडिताय मङ्गलम् नरसिंहाय मङ्गलम् नरसिंहाय मङ्गलम् नरसिंहाय मङ्गलम् Da